Good evening, everybody. This is Leah Ryan and Loft Manager Richard from the Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club of Ontario, here with your Monday night family show. A little late tonight, but we are here. We made it. What are we doing on tonight's show? What we do every Monday night. Talking anything and everything to do with pigeons, pigeon racing, pigeon health, one loft racing, you name it. We talk about it. Let's pray to the internet gods that the internet is going to cooperate this evening. I'm going to check to make sure we're live on Facebook and YouTube. Send it over to Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, howdy evening. Good evening, everyone. What a long day today was. Ricky, no, you don't start in yet, Ricky. You wait until it's your turn, my friend. Okay, go ahead. Take it away, Ricky.
Uh, let's pray to the internet gods. Okay, it's over. Let's go.
All right, our
Go.
prayer's over. Good job. So welcome YouTubers and Facebookers and Instagrammers and whatever new things coming out that isn't out that maybe some of you have already found. Welcome me on there if you're on the World Wide Web somewhere. Thank you. And yeah, I'm now in Glasgow. It was very nice. There was a big sign. There was a big sign when I went into Glasgow, or when I went into Scotland. Sorry, big sign, big sign, castles and big signs. Back to you, Leah.
That is correct. Ryan is in Glasgow, Scotland. Richard, of course, is at the Pioneer Clubhouse, and I am somewhere out there in the airwaves. So we want to welcome everybody to the show. Good evening to everyone. Daniel Herman. Got the cheer squad in the house. Frank Icorn says hello. Hello to you, Frank Icorn. Hello, Daniel Herman. Getting everybody's hellos up. Remember, guys, this show works best when we are interactive, so please make sure to post your questions and comments and say your good evenings and your hellos to everybody. What do we want to start the show off with this evening, guys? What are we thinking? Richard, did you have something you wanted to start off with, or?
Um, I wanted to show the young bird off of Plugger this year, and the young bird last year, which we called Plugger, but okay. But we can talk about that later if you want. I think it's better off probably later when we get a little more
Well, we
heated
will.
up.
Yeah, we need the audience. We you know what we do when they
Yeah.
really start throwing shit swirls at us. That's when we bring out Plugger. But Ricky, I'm going to tell you something. Everybody I tell the story of Plugger too. Do you want to know what every breeder has said to me? You're not a damn good
Tell me the.
flyer until you can fly shit. And you know what? They
Uh,
look and they say, but that's having fun. And you know what? Plugger might be shit. He might not be out of that good breeding. But you know what? You can sure fly a good pigeon, Ricky.
I'm going to tell you right now, Ryan, if you don't mind me saying, but
Go ahead.
I believe you're 100% right, Ryan. Uh, I flew a half-bred plug with a race bird, which wasn't even a picked race bird, and that bird whipped a lot of other birds. So
Uh,
basically, I flew, as you say, some garbage, or some people would say it's garbage. Other people might say it's good, but I agree. It's a gamble game. And with a pair, if you've got a lot of pairs together and that, you have this bird come in and you like that because you felt the values of it. Believe it or not, I had guys in the club last year come. There was, 15 people here, guys
hmm.
and women. And I had one fella offer me $200 for a plugger. And
You know what I would have.
I,
You know what I would have
I,
done.
I
You know
said,
what I would
I
have
said,
done.
I said,
I would have
no,
sold her.
yeah,
I'd have
no,
sold her. You know why?
it's not
You know
her,
what
it's
they
a him.
say, eh? You know what they say, eh? The
Yeah.
fool and his money will soon part.
Yeah, I said no, because you know what? It's not the
We
money. It's just my experiment. And I got a young one here to show you folks that nestmate the next year, half nestmate to the one that flew 9 races in a row. And the last 4 races were all 300-mile races. That
Now,
two, yeah,
Ricky. You don't have to sell me this pigeon, okay? It's romantic, I know. And if I give you another about minute and a half, this story's going to get so long that everyone's going to tune out. So, Leah, now that we've let the people get on, Ricky, you're going to show Plugger 2.0 shortly, but not right now. Back to you, Leah.
Actually, we've decided the name's going to be Unplugged. Unplugged. It's not Plugger
No,
2.0, it's Unplugged. Brian
I think Ryan.
Mansker says that he's narrowing down what young birds that will be coming to the Pioneer. For guys that are sending birds to the Pioneer One Loft race, are you just randomly selecting? Is there a strategy behind what you're sending? What is your selection process for sending birds to the Pioneer? Let us know in the comments. Jay-Z, nice to see you on, friend. Michael Peebler says Plugger has some stories. He sure does. And Jay-Z is always up to buy a pigeon. He says sold. Close, we haven't seen you on in a while. Nice to see you on, friend. Henry Ratter, rhymes with ladder. Nice to see you on.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ryan.
we had a real good week last week with Eddie Grugens. I had a hell of a good time with Eddie. And that auction's running on Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. I'll give that a quick plug. Eddie's got a hell of a good group of pigeons there. Bidding confidence guys on that one. And then Miss Gabby Vandenabeel, Anik Gochan. Those pigeons are super. And we got some tips and tricks from both of those breeders for you guys to look at this week, which I think you guys are going to like. You haven't seen them yet. I got to give a big shout out to Anik. Man, Leah, did she crush this one out of the park or what?
She sure did, Miss Anna Gauthier. We're very proud of her since we brought her on board last year. She's been practicing because she wanted to make a good impression this year on our North American clients. She's been practicing her English. And her English has greatly improved, and she did great on her shows, on her loft tour, on her lot viewing, on her question and answer. And she gave us, what, 4 tips? I think 4 tips.
Yeah. And you know, and we're going to get into those tips here momentarily because I think both the breeders gave some good tips, and I think we should get into them right off the hop if there's no questions. But you know, I will say to people, that woman right there got eggs from a world-class breeder in Gabby Vandenabeel, and the eggs paid off. The eggs paid off hardcore. Okay, it's not eggs from your friend up the street, from a guy just flying pigeons. Eggs from a world-class flyer, and you see the results. So, guys, I'm going to tell you something. You can't buy from Gabby Vandenabeel anymore. But I know where you can go to get the real Gabbies that were the real gifted pigeons that came right from the eggs. That's my girl, Anik Gochan. All right, Leah, where are we going from here?
We're going to show our first tip from Anik, but first I want to see what Loft Manager Richard's saying. What do you got to say, Dad?
You know, Ryan, what you're saying is a lot of preaching, and I want to see some proof on this preaching, and I have proof that Wally Bielek, that flies in the Up North Combine, he also flies in our unit, the Pioneer unit, but he's also connected with Gord Whale. They're partners. The both of them, Wally's about 84, Gord has to be about maybe 70, 72, something like that, 74. Maybe Gord's 80, but if Gord's listening, Gord, you look good. They had super success with Anik Gochan's birds that they bought last year, and Wally, he whipped the Pioneer Club in I believe I can't be right, but the last race there in the 300 mile, 4 positions. Then he went up to the Up North Combine in another race. He whipped with those same bred birds, another 4 positions, bang, right off. And
Well,
these are Anik Gochan's birds.
now, and I'm going to tell you something. There's a little difference here. What people don't know. The Gabby pigeons that Anik has, because she's from East Flanders, that fly in shoulder winds, headwinds, and a bit of tailwind, okay?
Right.
These Gabby birds are the birds, when it's time to go to work, they can put their nose down and go to work, okay? There's other guys in Southern Ontario, they have Gabbies, okay? They're not the same ones. And the one thing about the Gabby birds that I've learned from multiple flyers, and I got to thank people like Serge Van Alsager and a few others, the secret was with the Gabby pigeons were the ugly ones with the orange eyes, the older familied ones before he got into the more selling, before the Rudy lines came, the older stuff, the Captain Blue stuff, the Blixum, the stuff, the uglier ones with the orange crazy eyes. Those were the ones that had the what they said the could put the mustard on the hot dog. And you know what? What you just said hit it right out of the park. Wally Bielik turned it on when the races got tough. He just blew all comers away. And guys, I can tell you one thing. There's 10 lots there. Bid in confidence. Okay, enough of that. Leah, give me something to look at.
Yeah, we got a bunch of tips to look at this evening, to look at and talk about. So which one do we want to start off with? I'm waiting for Stan the Man. ABC Loft, when you're on, let me know in the comments, because I've got a special tip for you about hawk deterrence from Anik Gochian, but I don't want ABC Loft to miss it, because I know he was asking about it last week or the week before.
You want to start with
Uh,
Eddie first?
well,
Or
Anik's
Anik?
got more. So we'll do how about the vent bone tip from Anik? How about we
Yeah,
talk about
let's
that
do
one?
it. Let's talk about vent bones.
Okay, so here is first tip from Feathers Elite Pigeon Auction breeder, Anik Gochian. Here we go.
Shit. Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. I am here with Anik Gochian. Maybe a little tip or a little trick. I am handling one of Anik's youngsters from last year. This was her best young pigeon last year. And if you guys want, I'm going to read you the band number. Belgium, 2021 4169038. This pigeon in my hands is perfect. Buoyant, muscles, everything. Feather quality, perfect. I cannot flaw the pigeon. It is 100% perfect. But when you feel the pigeon underneath and you feel the vent bones, on this pigeon here, the vent bones they feel like an inch apart, very far. They're strong, but they're apart. Now, we talk vent bones in the loft. Tell me the secret on the vent bones, Anik.
Gabby say to me, they don't fly with the bones.
They don't fly.
Yes.
They don't fly with the vent bones.
No.
And this is your best flying pigeon last year.
Yes.
You can look at the results. She's the best one. The vent bones are this far apart. So Gabby would buy a pigeon. He's okay with a pigeon that is built like this.
Yeah. He buy it.
He buy it. He's okay with it.
Yeah. He don't look to the bones.
So a vent bones for you and Gabby is just a myth. And there you see her. She's perfect. She's balanced. She's everything. So guys, don't worry about the vent bones.
When they are strong,
well, they are strong on her.
then it's no problem.
They're strong. They're nice and wide. They're strong. They're big.
The quality.
The quality is there. They're tucked up, but they are open. And I would have never thought this pigeon with those vents.
Yeah.
But she's your best one.
Yes.
There you have it, guys. Anik, thanks for the tip.
There we go. Little tip from Anik Gochian. We always kind of say that the vent bones should be tight and tucked up and close together. Exceptions to rules, I guess.
Yeah, getting back to that, when we were talking about it in the loft, and then, she showed it to me, and I couldn't believe it. I looked the bird's race record, and it was a super. She said to me, everything else was perfect, so you let that go. And that's what Gabby was meaning. If the vent bones were open, and it's big, and it's deep, and it's this way, and it's that way, there's other flaws. But, she says they're strong, and they were very, very strong. She also showed me another cockbird upstairs, and she said this cockbird flew. He had very wide vent bones. And then she said he got to be about 2 or 3 years old, and the vent bones tightened up. I don't know, but like Gabby says, they don't fly with the bones.
Loft manager Richard?
I believe in what you say. I mean, I've handled young birds that I'm going to wean, or young birds that are quarter way through, and I handle them and I go, oh, this isn't so right. But I wait till later. They develop. Things develop. I that bird that Alex showed you maybe was superior bird, but maybe the rest of our birds handle with tighter vent bones. And that bird had wide vent bones, but when it flew super, but when it's going to reproduce, the young ones maybe come out with better vent bones. You know what I'm saying? I think
Yeah.
ideally, I think she wants to handle in the hands a
Mm.
bird that's, better vent
Yeah.
bones. But when a bird performs so well, and it came out of a breeding that was probably perfect, and this one here,
I
I
handled the
did
father. I
right.
handled the father and the mother. The vents were tight. She said it just come out like that, but she said you couldn't
Yeah,
keep it out of the clock. So what are we gonna do, right?
yeah, that's right. So now this is a proven.
It was not. Listen, it was not for sale. If I would have said to her, "You want $5,000 for it," she wouldn't have taken it. So she's not worrying about no vent bones.
No,
Daniel Herman
no,
has a
but
question, and we're going to get to his question in a minute, but I just want to follow up with some comments here from our viewers based off of that tip from Anna Gauthier. Bruce Dixon, nice to see you on, says young birds change dramatically as they mature. Mike Vandriak, nice to see you. Of all the real champions that you've handled, Ryan, did many have open vents?
I've had some that have had a little bit of vent opening. She was nice and wide, but uh, again, I think there's exceptions to the rules. A lot of them are super, or I mean, again, you may get the vents that are perfectly tight, but the back might come up a bit, or you might get it's a little bit deeper, or the forearm is a little looser. You know what? It's very, and I think sometimes we give away a perfect score a little too easy. But most of these pigeons are in that 90, 97 to 100%. Even that pigeon there I handled. I mean, you could knock her on the openness of the vent bones, but everything else was so damn nice. It was unbelievable. And I mean, when you open up the pigeon's wing and you see the oil spots on the feathers, you just see the condition. And these pigeons, and they just have the muscle. Everything was right. And I asked her, I said, with events like this, and then she stopped me and she said what Gabby had talked to her about there's sometimes exceptions to rules. So guys, it's okay. There's exceptions.
Daniel Herman has a question. Do the European fanciers place much emphasis on the DNA, LDHA, and CTC type testing for breeding pigeons?
I think he's asking me if they do DNA testing, right?
Yeah, Loft
Is that
Manager
the
Richard,
question?
did you have the answer? Because your finger's up. Go
I.
ahead.
So what
I'm
I'm
thinking.
listening to is DNA. Like I'm not into that kind of whatever, but DNA
Oh,
means is that really your mother? Is that really your father? That's DNA. But that other information he's asking about, I would I don't know
I don't
much
have a
about it,
clue.
so I'd have to say no. Maybe DNA, yes, but the other,
You
you know,
you
and
you
I
you
really, you know,
you see them. They'll do the individual breeding pens. They do that. Um, I will say this, guys. A pedigree is as good as the person who writes it. The DNA test is as good as the guy who plucked the feathers. I know there's a lot of people out there that brag about the DNA testing. If I'm buying pigeons and I'm really that worried about the DNA testing, I'm going to go to the guy's place and pull the feathers myself. I mean, is it you know what it is? I think it's somewhat of a guarantee to make you feel good. I really do think. When you see the breeder videos, and I always say, you take a look at people, right? I can go over to my friend's house and I look at my friend and he looks just like his father, right? He has his father's look to him. Oh, that's nice. And the sister looks like the mother, or vice versa. When you see the breeder videos that we do, this is why we show the parents. So you can compare the parents to the children. That's sometimes your best DNA. You see it right in there. I know the DNA on paper is great. I haven't had one of these breeders go to me, DNA, DNA, DNA.
But if,
I haven't had it.
however, if you look in the back of Anna Gotian's pedigrees on a lot of her lots, you will see once you get into the grandparents and the great grandparents, if they've come direct from Gabby, it will say DNA certified. But you're talking about Gabby Vandenabils, where everybody and their brother's probably trying to tote Gabby Vandenabil pigeons, and they probably don't even have them. So you do see it, but you see it more with the
Bigger names.
more recognizable names, or a fancier somebody like Gabby Vandenabil, who's created a huge name for himself and then had a sellout. Guys like that, you will see DNA certified for their pigeons. I've seen it before, and you'll see it in the Anik Gotian pedigrees for sure. Ian Sybil. Ryan, as she said, had a cock with open vents, but tightened up as a 2-year-old. Aren't the Gabby birds typically late bloomers who excel as old birds?
Well, you know what? I think that's a very good point. She likes, yearlings, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. She flies very well as young in young pigeons. But I think there's a point to that. You'll see a lot of the Belgian flyers. They like yearlings, 2-year-olds, and 3-year-olds. They're pigeon racers, and I think Ian will agree with me. Ian likes racing old pigeons. I think that's Ian has the mindset of a European breeder, but in North America, it's all about ground pound, get them done, finish your season. If they're no good, put them in the garbage can, and we'll start fresh with new pigeons. The American rat race, North American rat race, is we have to get it done right away, and people aren't patient with the pigeons at all. But I will say, the magic of these Gabby birds is go look at the photos, Leah. You put up those photos of Anik, and I took the pictures of them because of the results. Those were all young pigeons. She did very, very well with them. So I do think, yes, maybe a little bit of a later bloomer. I think they get better as they get older, but I'm not going to say they can't win as young pigeons, because then I'd be lying. But Ian, I agree with you a little bit there. Yes.
Okay, next. Okay, Loft Manager Richard, go ahead, and then we have more questions. Go ahead.
Uh, uh, I'm not going to kiss Ian's backside, but I'm going to say I agree, because I've had late breds that I've bred out of super pairs of pigeons. They come out late, and I handle them, and I go, wow, what a piece of garbage these two are. For some reason, they're just garbage. But I thought, oh, they're out of that pair. I'm going to just keep them. I don't mind feeding them. I'll keep them. I throw them in the fly pen, keep them. And next year, the next spring comes around, I grab the same birds and handle them. And I'm going, wow, what a change. And that's only in maybe 4 or 5, 6 months. What a change. And I've had late breds out of those pairs that never went out of the fly pen. And I said, here, go out and fly. I've got right now, cockbird. Go out and fly with these widowhood cocks. Go and fly. They're flying like crazy. They're unbelievable. So they got it in the brain, the body, the conformation comes together. And
well, as we say, Richard, the Europeans are always a little bit shocked of how North America wants always young pigeons. So why don't you want older pigeons? They're fully developed. Like, certain parts of the world, they only want older pigeons. But, it is what it is. All right, Leah, what's the questions?
Heather Green has a question. When weaning babies, does it matter if there are not feathers under the wings?
Everyone's different.
no,
Yeah. A lot of those Europeans, they leave them about 20, 25, in between the 20 and 25 day mark. Some go a little longer. I, I, I don't think it matters. I mean, when you went to Janssen, you got them at 12 days old, and you figured out how to keep them going, and they learn quick. Pigeons learn very quick if you teach them.
Loft manager Richard?
I'm going to go back to that again. You got a 2-year-old child, and you got a 7 or 8-year-old child, and you let the 2-year-old child get on the bicycle at 2, and you say to the 8-year-old, no, you're not. By the time that 2-year-old child, 2.5-year-old child, is 4 months later, he's riding that darn bicycle. Meanwhile, the 8-year-old, you're locking him up. I got right here, I got Icelandic White from Leah's Flying
Okay,
Bitches Club.
right. Okay,
And,
Richard.
I just
I
get
know.
like, I don't care
I mean,
who's talking about who, but I know what I'm talking about.
I
Okay?
know you know what you're talking about, and I get what you're
Right.
saying, but it just you draw it on here. Here's the thing: wean
No,
them
I'm
at
not. Do you
16
want to
days.
see it? I got this
We
bird.
no.
I got
Oh,
this bird here. It's been
okay,
weaned for a week. It's only like
Richard,
20 days old. It's wet
Richard,
under the
Richard,
wings, and it's
Richard,
eating like a
Richard,
horse.
Richard.
Right.
People, you can wean pigeons at 16 days old, and you can wean them at 30. You can choose. You know what? I seen guys weaning them at 25 days old. I seen guys weaning them at 16 days old. Everybody bakes the cake differently. It's how you feel inside about what you want to do. The longer you
Ryan,
leave them,
hold on. Hold on. Let me stop.
okay.
I seen people weaning birds at 3 months old.
Okay. Yes,
Okay,
Richard.
I
Okay.
seen
I
birds
understand.
actually
Okay. I
getting
know.
weaned. Right.
I know. I know. You know what,
So
Richard?
where's it up here?
Richard. Where's it up here? Guys, wean whatever you want to wean. You guys learn. You guys wean how you want. Back to you, Leah.
Follow-up question from Heather. How long after weaning do you want to train babies for young bird races?
I'd say if they start flying, start training at about 60 days old. If they're
I think
flying,
that,
loft flying good.
yeah.
Okay, you got to be
If
loft
they're,
flying well.
yeah, and loft flying, what Richards doesn't mean is going up real high and staying by the loft. That's not loft flying. I don't care if they go up to little decimal points.
You got to
That's
ramble.
just learning. They got to disappear for 40 minutes, come back. Disappear for 10 minutes, come back. Disappear for 15 minutes, come back. They got to be self-training, and then you start to train them, and your losses should go down. Now, again,
I
Richard
say at
uses a
the
time like
early
six,
point.
six.
Early point.
Right. I say get rid of put the time frame on it and watch your pigeons fly. When you watch them, then they're going to tell you. Go ahead, Leah.
Go ahead, Richard. Go ahead.
I'm saying 60 days old. Some guys raise their have young ones. They're coming the last week of December. So, figure it out. Those young ones are going to be like ancient.
Right.
They
So
won't be able to.
you just
Right.
watch the pigeons and let them fly. Fuck the
That's
timeline.
right.
Watch them fly and tell me when they're flying. Not when the time says, well, it's 65 days they should go. No.
That's
If
right.
you breed them in January, when they're going to be ready to start training, they're going to be 120 days because you kept them locked up for 3 months. Anyways, back to you,
Well,
Leah.
I'm going to show you later, if you don't mind me saying. I'm going to show you a young one that was hatched on the 20th of February. And this young one, if it has a chance to loft fly, it's going to be ready to start doing some work.
Okay, good. Back to you,
Good
Leah.
job. ABC Loft, you're on. Okay, after ABC Loft's question, we're going to show the anecdote how to keep the hawks away tip for Stan. So don't leave, Stan. Okay, ABC Loft. Is it a bad idea to send a young bird to a one loft race that has already loft flown at home?
No. Nope. 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 Not at all. I don't think so. I'm gonna go with I will always say smart pigeons are smart pigeons. Smart people are smart people. It's just it's if they're a good smart pigeon, they break very easily. And again, just because it's loft flying at your house, that doesn't mean it's a smart pigeon because you have to gamble to send it. We can go back to Gallo, Stan, just to make you feel at ease. Gallo, uh, Gallo Loft from Spring Hill. He had a bird down in Chicago. It flew it out to 300 miles. It was 28th place. Won some money. He brought the bird home, put the bird back in a box, felt great, shipped the bird to Victoria Falls, and going into the final race, it was the second best bird in the U.S., second or the eighth, and it flew 300 miles on another in Chicago. Then he sent it to Victoria Falls. So smart
But
pigeons are smart.
is that the exception or is that the rule? Like Anna Gochian and the vent bones. Dad, I see your finger. Just a minute, I'm talking. Is that the exception or is it the rule?
Well, hold on a second.
I mean, would
If
you
you're
if
if
you're
you're
okay with
okay
it,
with it,
right? But we're certainly not promoting people to get your youngsters that you're planning on sending to the Pioneer out there loft flying before they send them. I don't think you tell anybody to go and do that, would you?
I'm not. You know what? I can't control people. I do what you know what I have actually said. There was a race in the U.S. I wanted to send birds to, and I was thinking if we would have bred early, I wanted them trained out to 100 miles and send them. I thought about doing this, and I would have done this, but I'm not there now to do that, so we're not doing it. Uh, you know what? Again, if you're doing something extreme like that, and that's a little extreme. Be prepared for it went over the trees and it didn't come back because there's exceptions to rules. So I probably, Leah, you're right. Try it one time with one bird or a couple birds, but I wouldn't put all your eggs in that basket either.
Okay, Richard, go ahead.
I believe it's in the loft manager's mental capacity. I will take a bird I do believe I'll take a bird that has been loft flying from anyone else, and I'll take it in here, and this bird will be here and respect me.
Richard, I know what you're saying, and I give you, Richard.
It depends. Just hold on.
Richard.
It depends on the person that's managing the loft. If he's a total dummy and he just feeds them and blah, 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 and lets them out, they're gone. But you got to get respect from the bird. The darn bird has to respect me and respect the loft. And then I have him broke. He's done. He knows me. He's done.
Okay.
You know, if you give it to somebody that's totally non-responsible and totally doesn't really care, then you got a problem.
Listen, I also think it depends on where the loft's situated. I think that's another big thing. I think it's a big thing where the lofts are situated. If the loft is in an area that's not out in a big open field, I think you're going to have more losses. I think you're going to. But again, Richard, we'll see this year. Back to you, Leah.
I'm saying, let me talk. I'm saying, if I got those young birds, I got a settling aviary. They're all out in settling aviary, and when I walk in the loft, those things come in to see me. I got them broke. I don't care if they're sitting in the middle.
You know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you this. Richard,
what you're saying is I should cut all the trees down around my place? No. I know.
Hold on.
Got birds.
Hey, Richard, have you ever let out maybe, I don't know, 120 birds, 130 birds? They're sitting up on the roof and they're big and strong and they're just starting to tip around a little bit old. And that hawk goes over, scares them up. Whoops, there went 60 just like that. Well, wait a minute though. He respected you, but if the good old Mother Nature, if the devil comes, and sorry, Daniel, I know you don't like the word devil, but if the devil does come,
doesn't matter if you bring them at 4 weeks old or 2 months old, right? I got birds right now that I got in another loft that
I don't want a whole story.
I can leave the friggin' door open and they won't go out because I tell them.
So basically,
they come back in.
I'm going to intervene. Basically, what we're saying is if your birds have been out loft line before you send them to the Pioneer, loft manager Richard accepts the challenge, and we'll all go in loft manager Richard's loft.
Hold on.
take
Darn
them.
right, wait a minute. Just listen to me. One sec. I know someone, Charlie Jackson, passed away years ago.
Yes.
He would buy a bird off a fellow that won a Hearst Open 450-mile open race, buy it as a 2-year-old, take it to his loft. You might say he's a bit of maybe an idiot, but he would fly it the next year and win races with the same darn bird, and totally like 30 miles off course, because he had a technique, right?
Well, wait a minute.
Mo is accepting the challenge, and Mo says, let's try it this year, Ricky. I will fly 2 birds before I bring them to you. Okay, Mo. Game on. Let's go.
Well,
okay, Ricky.
Go
We're
ahead.
going to see you.
I'll fix them. You know what I'll do, Mo? I'll get them so good. I'll so well feed them to my place. Respect me when I come in. I'll overfeed them. I'll well feed them.
Richard. Hey, Richard.
I'm on right now. And then what I'll do, Mo?
We're on fire.
I'll cut them back to 3 days with no feed, just water. And then
we're on fire now.
Richard, do me a favor, eh?
I'm going to use the mute button pretty soon. Both of you.
Just be quiet now. You're getting to the point where you're fucking getting dictatorish to me. And guess what?
All I heard.
You can't even get the words out right. Back to you, Leah. Let's move on.
Well, listen.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, good.
All right. We're all going to not talk over each other. Okay? Galaloft says the team of young birds is treated the same as the military, so you have good results.
There you go. Richard's right. There you go.
100%.
I would agree with that. If you have a look at any of these,
blow your mind out.
Richard, enough. Go ahead.
Mike Vanderyak. Mark Baumbach takes his dad's young bird team every year and flies them as yearlings at his loft, 30 miles between the lofts. There you go. So it is possible. It's possible to break them. There you go. Okay, we're going to move on to our next tip of the evening. Stan, I hope you're on. This one's for you. We got it special for you. From Anik Gochan, a clever way how to deter hawks. Here we go.
Hey guys, you hear a funny sound. Now, I don't have anything mic'd up, but you hear this here. Annex, she plays this whenever the pigeons are out. She plays this. You hear it. This is another tip. She feels this keeps the hawks away. And all the time, you play it. All the time. Guys, if this woman's not full of the tips and the tricks, I don't know what's going on. But you see it right here. It's loud. It's noisy. And it's very loud. And it's just an owl. Just an owl. On repeat. Yeah. Whole day. Every day. When the birds are out, this is on. Wow. And you hear it here. Tips and tricks with Anik Gochan. Thank you, Anik.
There we go. What do you guys think of that tip? Next level for sure.
Yeah, Leah, you heard it. You heard it when we did the loft viewing. She had it on. I got there. It was on. She says really she puts it on about 3 weeks before she starts putting the birds out, and she'll have it on pretty much all day. And she says after a while she'll turn it down and just so it's a regular sound. But she says it works. Well, she feels it works. And you know where she got that tip from? Gabby.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's from Gabby.
A great tip. We had some comments from YouTube. They've disappeared, so I'm going to have to go and track them down. I'm going to have to look for them. Okay, guys, what do you want to talk about while I'm searching for comments here on YouTube that aren't coming up? Go ahead.
Yeah. I say like we say, getting back to that. Some people put the glass domes out and this and that, and she used this owl call, um, and she said it worked. She's been doing it since 2000, I think since 2010, and hey, I guess the proof is in the pudding. She believes in it. So, guys, that's one for you. She had it on CD and had the CD on repeat. She gave me the site to where you go get it or where you download it. I have to ask her. You can ask her. Send her a message on Messenger, and be respectful too when you ask her. Be
It's,
nice.
it's a great tip. Nicholas
Yeah.
Morris on YouTube has a question. One, between
Mhm.
the light system and the darkened system, which brings the young birds into race form for racing better? And two, does climate matter for these systems? As where I'm from, there's only two seasons, rainy and sunny.
Uh,
Well, where we come
I,
from, there's only two seasons, and it's called winter and less winter. Go ahead,
yeah.
Richard.
Yeah, I think you have to determine what your time of sunlight is. Daylight to
No. No.
sunlight to, yeah. This fellow says he
No.
has. No, wait. He said he
No.
has two
No.
seasons.
You're
So
not. You're
when
not going to wait. Just stop. That's light. The same lights all over the world. Come on
no,
here.
just
Light.
wait. No,
No.
we
It's about
darken
temperature.
and we
It's a
lighten according to daylight hours.
no.
That's what
No.
I'm talking
Can I
about.
ask you a
What's
question?
his
If you're flying,
daylight hours?
if you're flying in Florida when it's 9,000 degrees and muggy, I don't think you're going to be darkening your pigeons. You're
It's
going to
not
use
what.
common sense.
Wait, hold on. We're not talking
Hmm.
about heat. This man says he only has two seasons. Two seasons means not heat. It means daylight and sunlight.
I guess he's on a
Doesn't mean
different planet. I guess he's on a different planet.
so. You got to figure out what's his daylight hours and what's his,
Well,
like, if you go to hold on, if you go to Norway, those people at sometimes of the year they get like 22 hours daylight.
yeah, but in the
So
same time,
you got to
at the
judge it
opposite,
daylight to
hey,
sunlight to
hey,
darkness.
yeah, at the opposite time of the year, then they would be getting 2 hours of daylight. That's called the Norwegian way. Now,
So this
Ricky,
man, just
he's,
wait. This
I
man's
don't think he's from Norway. I'm just gonna put that out there. I don't
so
think
what's his
Nicholas
daylight?
is
What's his
from
what?
Norway.
oh my God, oh
Hold
my
on, I
God,
don't want to take
oh
the
fuck,
show over. But what's his daylight hours? What's his darkness hours? Then he has
oh
to
my
figure
God.
this out. They need
Ricky,
12 hours darkness.
Ricky, no, no, you're so wrong here. In the world, everyone in the world, even in Norway, they get to roughly the same amount of daylight hours. Hold on a
No, they
second.
don't. They
No, they
don't.
don't. No, they don't.
They don't.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what?
Well,
If you're
I mean,
living
if we're going
in
to
a
use
cool,
the example of Norway, then no, they don't, because Norway.
They
I
don't.
would darken in Norway. I would darken
So,
in Norway.
no.
You know what?
Well,
I would, guess what? Guess what?
listen.
I would darken in New York. I would darken in
Okay.
Chicago. I would darken
No.
in
Nicholas,
Colorado.
Okay,
let's
wait.
just solve
I'm
this.
gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna hold this
Wait.
off. I'm gonna cancel it right now. I'm gonna ask Mike Vandriak what
Yeah.
he thinks.
Michael, no.
He,
Back to you,
Michael,
Michael,
Mike.
no. Nicholas,
Darkening is the way to
where are
go.
you watching from? How about we just figure out where he's watching from, and then maybe we can help answer the question.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think darkening is the way to go. You get better
here we
form
go.
with darkening.
Mike Vandiak says, don't need any system in Florida. They race in November and December. Tracy, can we send Ryan to Norway to test this theory? How far of a drive do you think it is from where you are now, Ryan, to Norway? Maybe we could fit
Well,
that in before he has to go back to Belgium on Friday.
yeah, well, you could just pick an airport and I'll drive to it and see where it is.
no, excuse me.
Oh,
Lightning
fuck.
and darkening is all around daylight hours to when it comes darkening hours. So
Oh,
you've
I
got to
can get the
ask
Okay.
YouTube
where.
comments back. There, it's right there. Nicholas Morris, 12 hours daylight and 12 hours night. There.
Perfect. There you go. You can darken or you can lighten. You can do either or. And I'm going to tell you, if you're in a super hot climate, you might want to watch the darkening. But I would darken. I think darkening is the best. I haven't hit one Belgium or nobody else around He even said to me, I don't do the darkening, I go to the lightning.
Oh, he's in
And again, like
Trinidad.
Mike
He's
said,
in Trinidad. He's in Trinidad.
well, there you go.
Oh,
It's like
Trinidad.
Norway.
There's a lot of heat there.
Yeah, you know what? And
Yeah, I
well,
wouldn't.
although they're, I don't know. I don't know if I would darken in.
No, he
You
needs.
if
He's got a lot of heat.
you're gonna darken, you better have a real good peaked roof, real good, and you can't be overcrowded. I mean, you really can't be overcrowded. But I still think darkening is better.
A
Anyway,
lot of
back
heat.
to you.
Heat.
Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, in Trinidad, there's a lot of heat. That's like in Florida, a lot of heat.
I didn't know that Trinidad had heat. I thought it snowed there 3 times a year. Anyways,
Uh,
back to you, Leah.
Christmas Cactus says dark system beats the light system any day here.
Thank you.
And Nicholas says we race young birds from June to October.
Well, yeah, June to October. So I'm pretty sure. I haven't been there. If you're going to darken, and remember, here's a tip: darkening doesn't mean pitch black. It has to be like it is nighttime outside. That's what darkening is. So if that loft has little cracks, if you look at our Pioneer loft, I could feed the birds in there, but they were molting. So I will go with darkening, and Troy's going to chime in on darkening in Trinidad.
It just says it all depends when they breed in Trinidad.
Yeah. Same
Mike
point.
Vanderyak, Belgium races young birds until the middle of September, the same as Ontario. Darkening system is better for our area.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Mike Vandriak is right. And Mike probably knows that we in Canada are on the same latitude as Europe. It's the same latitude.
Okay.
So exactly what Mike said is 100% right. That's it. We're not
Good
the
point.
latitude on the Earth's surface. We're the same.
So Phil says talking about Europe is fine, but how about North America? Okay, Phil, what would you like to talk about North America? You tell us what you want to talk about North America, and we'll talk about it. What are we talking about? Darkening in North America? Yeah, we darken in North America.
Well, I think you do what works for you and what you think you can get the best health of the pigeons. If you think darkening is the way, darken. If you think natural is the way, do it natural. Again, take a look at baking a cake. Type in chocolate cake, and you're going to get 40 gazillion recipes. That's all I got to say.
Go ahead, Richard.
Ryan, I think, I hate to say it, but I think what you're saying wrong. North America here, we're in North America. If you don't darken your birds here, we're on the same latitude on the earth. If you don't darken your birds, you're never going to be able to compete against.
Hold on. What you're doing is by saying that, you're talking to, then what you're doing is you're going to talk to somebody that's in a small little club that doesn't darken and nobody else in the club darkens and the guy wins. And he's going to tell you you're out to lunch. You want me to tell you something?
No, wait. He wants to win. He wants to win.
Okay.
Do the best for your birds, man. Don't care about who's on your club. Maybe the rest of the guys are going to follow you, man. You got to do the rest. We got to do what's right.
Right. Hey, listen, I'm not here to tell anyone how to bake the cake. And you figure it all out on your own. I just tell you what I see. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I know one thing. The lofts that I go to visit, they all play in the dark. So you know what? I haven't been to one yet that plays in the light. And I'm talking in Europe. Because I'm in Europe right now.
But Europe is the same latitude as what we are.
Troy Spencer says
we're all in the same game.
Some places in the USA they can't darken, but they are allowed to pull the flights.
Right.
Depends on where they are. If they're USA is a big country. It goes north and west. We're east and west.
It goes
USA is north to south.
Leah, can we move off this subject now? I'm tired on it.
No, don't move off. Canada is east to west.
Richard, to me, it doesn't matter what anyone wants to fly. Try the darkening for a season. Try the lightning for a season. Try nothing for a season and see what results you get in your area.
Let me ask you a question.
That's it.
I'm going to ask you a
What?
question.
Yes.
I'm here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We got a town called Aurora, which is 5 miles
Okay,
west of
right.
us.
I understand. Forget the story.
Now,
Give it to me.
if John, 5 miles west of me, is going to fly against me, and he's not darkening, and I am, I'm just laughing because he's going to
No,
be 20
it's
minutes to
wrong.
half an hour behind me.
No,
He may
it's
hit
not.
once in a while.
Wait a minute. Listen. If you think that you're going to darken your pigeons and win a race, you're way out to lunch. Yes, you're going to
No,
help them get the
I'm
better.
just
You're going to
saying,
help
if he
if
does
you
the
don't
same
put.
thing I do, and
Hmm.
I do one thing, he does the same thing, and I darken with young birds, he will not touch me. He'll be out once, maybe once. He might hit me out of 8 races, but the rest
Okay,
of them, he's going to be
I'll
20
agree.
minutes to half an hour behind me.
If they're all the same birds and the same roughly set up, yes, the darkening guy should win most of those
100%.
times out.
So
And you know what? And that's what it is. So I think, guys, again, as we're gonna say, we like the darkening. In your area, you can try it out. And there's lots of videos on the darkening. There's lots of videos on the lighting. There's lots of videos on pulling flights. There's lots of videos on everything. Figure out what you want to do. But we recommend the darkening. Back to you, Leah.
Phil says the racing in North America is one loft racing these days. Not many can afford to train anymore. The few who can are going to win.
Yeah, I don't know. One loft races are expensive. I mean, again, every breeder here I've talked to in Europe, they laugh at one loft racing. They keep saying, "You guys keep building your pigeons on one loft winners, and it doesn't. The qualities aren't the same." And I hate to say that, but we've put the one loft. It's on a pedestal, and it's a lot of fun. I like it. Uh, I like flying my own pigeons, and yes, training your own pigeons is a little bit of work. And it's a little bit of money. So is sending birds to these races. I mean, it's what what does it cost to race a team of pigeons for a season? I think we did the math on it, and that was to ground and pound them to the end. I think you're at around 3,200 to 4,000 bucks in training and feeding and the supplements and everything. Really giving it to them thick and heavy. That's what I think we did the math on something like that. So I don't think it's out of anyone's price range. It is out of time though. You got to put work in, eh? You know what's nice about a one loft race? You just dump them at the race, and then guess what? You cut the race down. You figure out what was wrong with it. What did he do wrong? You sit there and what we say is we nitpick it, right? We pick it to the end until the guy running the race says, "I don't want to run this race no more."
Yes, Richard? And then we have a question. Go ahead. Make it quick. Go.
I think the fella had a good point there. It is very expensive. If you want to do it right, it is expensive. If you have your birds at home and you have, I'm saying, a 9 to 5 job, or get up, you got to get up at 6 in the morning to be at work, 9 to 5 job. You can't loft fly in the morning because you're at work. You get home, you maybe worked a little late, can't really, then you got your children, you got to take them to soccer practice or whatever you do.
Well,
You can't really get into this and really compete. But if you send your birds to the Pioneer One Loft, you're going to get 1,200 miles, 2,000 kilometers in training from start to finish. And you're also going to see a day-to-day program,
right.
which is going on.
Richard.
Right?
We're the only
I'm
race
just,
that shows that kind of stuff, and that's great for us. Toot our own
yeah.
horn.
But if you
Toot,
take
toot,
your
toot.
own birds, and say, screw the Pioneer, we're going to send them to Joe Schmo out there, and he doesn't do anything with them. He doesn't show anything with them. You know what, my friend? You're wasting your money.
Hold on. But this is what I get back to. The Europeans, and I hate to say this, they say the North Americans are judging their breeding programs off of one loft races. Take a look at 90% of them. There's 3 to 4 race series. They're all predominantly tailwind, hand-picked cherry-picked days. Okay? Hold on a second. You're not breeding better pigeons. You're getting easy pigeons. Now, I'm not saying that all those birds don't turn out to breed good pigeons, but they do. But when you listen and you use common sense and you look at a European that races pigeons 3, 4, 5 years, the consistency is in the pigeons. And that's what I want. I want good pigeons. I'd rather take birds out that have won from Europe, breed out of them to send them to one loft races, and they've never been to a one loft race. Because I know they got the jam to do it. But anyways, that's for another day.
David Tracy, doesn't darkening hurt the birds to compete well as old birds next season?
No.
You guys gotta get them through the molt.
You got to put the lights on.
Yeah, at the end of the season, you got to give them the lights, and when you shut them down, just give them the lights, and they should go finish through the molt.
DeVille Lofts, why can you not darken in North America? It doesn't make sense. No, we do darken in North America. There are some areas in North America where they're not legally allowed because of their rules to darken. But we do darken in North America. See, that's why, guys, when you talk over each other, people can't figure out what you're saying. We do darken here.
Well, Richard was on just going left and right, so I had to step back.
Don Meredith, flew natural team and darkening team on any given day at beginning of August, end of July, they would arrive together.
Okay.
Nicholas says he's trying the darkening system this year. He did the natural system, but later in the race season, birds go into heavy molt and drop the flights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Richard.
Yes, Richard.
Yeah, the fellow said the end of July they were competing equally. So let me ask him a question. Where were they in the head molt? Where were they in the wing molt? Coverets? Where were they in the flight molt? How many birds was he competing against darkened birds? Answer those questions.
Okay, we'll have to wait for his answer.
Right.
Yeah, we'll
Ryan?
have to wait.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do we have another tip? You want to show?
I have
tip?
one other question.
Okay,
I have
go
another
ahead,
question
Richard.
for this
Sure.
fellow. And how many competitors were there in his club or in his combine?
I think he said they were coming back. His two groups of birds were coming together.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what he said. So we don't need to know about the competition. It's just darkened birds against undarkened birds to your own lot. So I think I don't forget the competition.
And where were they coming from together?
And I guess maybe the other question I would ask him is how many weeks were they together? I mean, you flew an 8-week series or a 10-week series. Were they every week darkened and lightened or darkened and natural together? Boom, 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 boom. Or when did you start to see a difference? If you did,
He flew with the Calgary Club.
Beautiful.
Right.
Good club. All right, Leah. Next question.
Okay, no more questions. We're going to show another tip. We're going to show the sprouting tip from Anik, okay? I'm not sure what this Eddie clip is, so we'll leave that till the end. Here's another tip from Anik Gauthier. Here we go.
Here I am with Anik Gauthier, G Pigeons. You know, we turn this way a little bit. The sun is out. It's a beautiful day here in Belgium. Here is a great tip. This is a super one. Now, to most of you people, this is going to just look like regular feed. Now, it's completely wet. It's soaking wet. You see it. But the secret to this, Anik, what is this?
You see?
It's all sprouting.
Yeah. Yes.
Everything is sprouting.
Yeah.
And
tomorrow it's ready.
Tomorrow it's ready.
Yes.
So why do you soak this feed?
There's many vitamins.
Vitamins.
Yes.
And you see the little sprouts coming out. And how long do you soak the feed for?
2 days.
2 days.
Yes.
So you just a little bit of water, get it wet, leave it in a plastic, and just leave it for 2 days.
Yeah.
And how often do you give this to your pigeons?
Every day.
Every day.
Yes.
A little bit every day.
Yeah.
The pigeons love it?
Yes, they love it very much.
And you see, it's very wet to feed.
You can buy this vitamin bomb, not in a bottle.
So this does not. Yeah, look at it sprouting. This doesn't come in a bottle. Sprouting, feed, and you can eat it. It's sweet, very very sweet. Right here, it just almost tastes like an onion.
Yeah.
And guys, no joke. Yeah,
Good.
sweet like an onion.
Yes.
And you give this to your pigeons every day during the racing season as well?
And begin after the race, they are for recoup.
Okay.
This is very good. Not the end of the week for the race.
No.
It's not
Beginning of the week.
not so many energy.
Not so much energy.
Yeah.
But you give this at the beginning of the week
For recoup.
for recoup. The youngsters are getting it.
Yeah, yeah.
And what type of feed is this?
It's from buyers.
Okay.
Zoontjes. Zoontjes yellow.
Zoontjes yellow. Okay. So that's a good tip. It doesn't come in a bottle. You do this all year long. You're using this.
Yes. I think from 2010 I gave it.
2010.
12 years.
And the results are astonishing. Anik, no more tips. You've got it here. Thank you, Anik. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
There we go. What do we think about that tip?
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's a good tip. I got to try the sprouting feed, and you can actually taste it. It is very sweet. The pigeons like it. Again, she's doing it since 2010, so you know where she got the tip from.
Oh, for sure. Loft manager Richard, did you catch that tip? You're back now?
Yeah, I seen that. I know Ryan and I went a couple of years ago to who was it?
Restrat.
Xavier? Yeah, Xavier Restrat. And he took us up and he had like a tray and he just put the regular mixed grain, let it soak with you got to have it a little bit humid so it sprouts. And he took that, he says, you take that in and the birds they just bloom off it. It's like, I mean, here you'd say, oh, that looks like
fresh
it's,
veg.
Yeah.
Fresh. Eric Conter says, I fly the Biche Youngbird system. It is a combination of light and power molt system, 24 hours of light and pull the 9th and 10th flights. It works well for someone with not a lot of time. You guys familiar with that system?
I think Alex Biche was in Canada in like maybe the early 2000s, and I went to his little seminar and he talked about it. And you pull the tail feathers, and you know what? I'd like to get the video. Maybe there's a video just so I can check up on it again. But I know what this guy's saying. I've never done it, but there you go. There's another way. Hey, Alex Biche was a good flyer where he flew, and this guy here, he's tried it. It works. So again, as we say, guys, there's a lot of ways. Do your research. Thanks for the tip. Good.
Phil says, talking about that sprouting seed, it's not vitamins, I don't think. It's the sugar developing in the seed.
Yeah, it's you have to understand. Anik doesn't have all the words, right? So you have to pick out from it what she's trying to say. So she's calling it a vitamin. It's good. What she's saying is it's damn good for the pigeon. That's what she means by it. So she's calling it a vitamin. She feels good. This is a vitamin. I feel this is very good. And
nutrients.
I will tell you something.
Yeah.
If you take the seed before it's sprouted and taste it, tastes like shit. Sprout it and try it yourself, and you go, it's sweet. No, maybe I'm backwards here, but
no,
you know what? I get what Phil's saying.
Dad's
go
finger.
Ahead, Ricky.
I'm gonna break that finger, Dad. Go ahead.
I'm believing in what this fella said. It's the sugars in the feed. In that, it's natural sugars, and like she said, you don't do this before the race. You do it after, or a couple days after. You do that, right. And it builds up. It's like taking natural honey and boiling it, and then get it nice and whatever, put it in the water and let your birds drink that. That's that sugar that gives them that boost, helps them
It's a
boost.
vitamin. It's a
Yeah.
vitamin. They like it. It's good. It's like feed them greens. It's the best greens you can feed. Back to you, Leah.
DeVille Lofts, I'm in the UK and I'll be parting a few young birds in a few days. When would you put them in the dark and when would you take them off? Thanks, Jason.
Well, now the time has changed here because you're in the UK. So what I would do now is I'd put them all on the dark, and you want about 10 to 12 weeks of darkening. And again, he's watching right now. Take a look outside. That's the type of darkness you need. Not pitch black, just darkness. Just you can go in, you can see your hands, you can read a newspaper. That's the darkness you need. Give them about 12 good weeks. And then take them off and give them, about 14, 16 hours light.
So
Go
Troy
ahead.
Spencer says most of us here in Canada darken from April for about 8 weeks, for example. April, no, wait a minute. April, well, that's only till the end of May. We darkened a lot
Me
longer than
too.
that last year. We were darkening like,
Yeah.
weren't they still in the dark? Like race 3, they were still darkened, or
Yeah,
weren't they?
I like to darken them for over 10 weeks. I think if you can get to 12 weeks, it's good. Because again, the birds all are molting a little different. Again, some birds will hold flight, some birds will drop flight, and don't worry. Just don't worry if some birds keep molting. It happens. Don't get your underwear in a twist.
Thank you, David, for talking about us at your combine meeting. Thank you. We do appreciate it. They talk about us at combine meetings here, but for different reasons. Jay-Z says pigeons love char. Char, like Swiss char? Is that what we're talking about?
Yep, they do.
Go ahead, Richard.
As far as the darkening goes, last year I darkened the young birds that flew, and I mean, just for speaking, the races were over. I didn't even put the lights on the birds to finish the darkening. Like they flew 9 weeks,
Yeah.
and I had one cockbird. He kicked all 4 flights on each wing all at one time. Kicked them, and I'm going, like he was short in the wing. I could see him in the loft. It wasn't loft flying. They were all in because we got the hawks. I'm going, what in the world? And then one fellow told me that's a prime example of health. I thought there was something wrong with him. I said, look he's short, both wings. The last 4 flights, he kicked them both at one time. Just something to say. If you ever get that thing, you ever see that thing. One couple guys told me. He said, "Oh, that's a sign of perfect health."
Yep, I agree.
I don't know if you agree.
I agree. Okay, we want to do another tip, or do you want to do Ricky show and tell? What do you want to do?
Let's hit another tip.
Another tip. Okay. I'll show this Eddie tip.
Hold Ricky
Ryan,
off.
what were the 2 Eddie tips? I'm not going to play the long one because there's one that's like 12 minutes, and I hope this isn't the long one. I'm sure going to show the shorter one.
Yeah, let's go with the shorter one. That's fine.
Okay. Hopefully this isn't the 12-minute long one, guys. If it is, I'm sorry. Here we go.
Guys, Ryan Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. I'm sitting here, Eddie Grugens, and I ask tips and tricks, secret things, simple things. Eddie, come on, what do we need to know?
I have one tip, which is very important, I think. Just keep it simple, Ryan.
Simple. It sounds simple.
Just keep it simple.
Is it that simple?
People are searching for bottles, people are searching for injections, people are searching for 15 bags of food. It's all not needed.
It's not needed.
It's not needed. When I did my racing in Ranst, my former place, when I did my racing season with 3 bags of food. 3 bags, 3 different bags. I had my light mix, I had my racing mix, and I had an energy mix, and it was finished. But when I hear some people are talking about, I take that food and there a back and there a back, and then you go in there feeding area and you see the 15 bags open and say, oh my God, what's happening here?
Too much.
It's too much. Sometimes I think just keep it simple, easy way. Find your good food, find your good system, and the pigeons will adapt to your system.
Right, and I think I've noticed being here, you guys, every day of the week, you don't have some type of chemical in the water.
Chemical, not no. I think it's very important to have some acids in the water,
right?
Because some acids keeps also the stomach and all these things. So
good.
Trichomonias and all these keeps down.
But what I'm saying is, you guys don't use bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle.
No.
You don't see it here.
No.
There's no. Hey, we're treating for canker today. We're treating for respiratory tomorrow. We're treating for worms the next day.
No.
And it's on a cycle. You don't do this here.
No. My breeders, they get one time a year. In February, when the second round is coming, they got a treatment for trichomonas for 10 days, and that's all for the whole year.
Hey,
finish.
Guys,
so
you just heard it. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Slow down. Keep it simple. It doesn't come out of a bottle, and it doesn't come out of 15 different bags of feed. Slow down. Keep it simple. It's going to be easier on your mind, easier on your pocket, and your pigeons are going to enjoy it better.
Good, healthy pigeons are the only thing you need.
Hey.
Give them air, give them fresh air, give them ventilation. I think it's the best thing to keep the sickness out of the loft.
Eddie, thanks for the tip, my friend.
You're welcome.
Good.
Here we go. A tip from Eddie Grugins, keeping it simple. Do you think we overcomplicate things here? Do you think we've gotten to this point where we have so much access to information that it's information overload and we're kind of forgetting to just dumb it down and keep it simple, stupid?
Yeah, I think so. I think again, looking at all these feeds and everything, the feed bags look so pretty and the mixes look so great. I think there's just, again, too much. I think you can use less. Less is more.
Nicholas Morris, should I increase protein and fat content when darkening?
Yeah, I think keep the protein good, and remember when they're darkening, they're losing all those feathers. They're growing, right? They're growing. You're changing you're fooling the system. They're young and they're blooming feathers. They're growing, so they need the protein and the fat and a little bit of carbs to get them putting those feathers on. The better the protein and the fats are you give them, the better the feathers come in, and the quicker they'll go through that molt. And that means they get through it quicker, and they're going to start flying better and better and better and better and better.
Loft Manager Richard, anything you wanted to add to that?
No, I believe 100%. 100% what you're saying. It's protein, and the fats is big time. Yeah. Big time.
It's development.
They don't have protein. The development will not be there. You will not. Right. You're going to starve them of development.
Good feather quality. Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to play our
feather quality.
We're going to play our final tip of the evening from Anik Gochan. I think Mike Vandriak had a question when we were doing the owl clip with Anik and the owl sound. He asked what the big thing was on the ground that the noise was coming out of. I think it's just like a big ghetto blaster or radio player thing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky Show and Tell. Okay, we're going to get to Ricky Show and Tell right after the final tip from Anik Gochan, all about drinkers and the benefit of ceramic drinkers from Anik Gochan. Here we go, guys.
Hey guys, Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. I'm here with Anik Gochan. I always look for little tips and little tricks. And the one thing I noticed in Anik's loft, both with the hens, the young birds, the cockbirds upstairs, the stock birds, she uses the ceramic clay pot drinkers, and these look to be about 1 liter drinkers. Okay, they have a glass top on them. They're ceramic. They're glazed inside. Why do you use these, Anik?
Because the water are longer cool.
Cooler and fresher. Cooler, fresher.
And season when the weather is warm.
So the weather's warm, it keeps it cooler, it keeps it fresher. Also, we discussed, because we were translating, what Anik says is, if you put something in the water, vitamins, electrolytes, even a medication, it's cleaner. It stays better.
Yeah.
Plastic, the medication sticks to the sides. Bacteria, it goes in.
Yeah.
You like these. And you've used these for a long time?
Yeah.
The results from this loft are second to none. I would love to get some of these and try them. It's good for the Wonder Woman. It's good for you guys. Thank you for this good tip. Thank you very much, Anik.
You're welcome.
There we go. Tips and tricks from Anik Gauthier. The benefits of using a ceramic drinker. What do you guys think about that? And then we have a question from Noel Pasqua. Guys?
I think the drinker is good. It makes common sense. I always prefer to drink out of a glass instead of a plastic bottle. I mean, hey, put coffee in a plastic cup, and then do it for a week, and then wash the cup out really good, soap it and everything, and smell. You still smell coffee. But with glass, you won't have that.
I'm still trying to get over paper straws, okay? Because I am totally not down with paper straws. And I don't know what tree hugger came up with that idea, but you cannot drink soda pop through a paper straw. Anyway, moving on. Noel Pasqua says, hey guys, I'm buying pigeons from your auction to upgrade my family. Awesome. How does shipping and quarantine work when pigeons are from the Netherlands and Belgium? Ryan?
We're going to be, once this auction season closes off, we're going to get everybody's birds together, and we're going to get them imported in from Europe to our quarantine, where we'll be quarantining them. And that's roughly, the European quarantine's about 30 days. The Canadian first part of the quarantine is another 45 days. If you're in Canada, then you'll get your birds after that 45-day time. And then if they're Americans, they have to go to America. They stay with us an additional 45 days. We are just waiting to get the final stamps of approval for opening up of the border. I've heard that it's pretty much going to be a green light here very, very soon. So I'm hoping by the time we get back, we can get that going and get them in. But just be patient. That's all I say, is be patient. Yes, the birds will come in.
And maybe if this is Noel's first time buying from us, or first season buying from us, he's not aware that we handle all the quarantine. We handle all the shipping of the birds. We don't use the middlemen. So we handle everything on your behalf. And Ryan and Loft Manager Richard are the ones who will be taking care of the birds when they do come into Canada to start their quarantine, their North American portion of quarantine. So just so you know. Moving on, Chris Marshman says it's hard to find glass drinkers. Here, it is definitely difficult to find them. They're all over in Europe, but they are a little harder to locate here, that's for sure. Troy Spencer, do explain about loft flying when the pigeon's on the darkening system so guys may know what they can do.
I think when you get into the darkening, that's a good point, Troy. I think when you get into the darkening and you start letting them out, and they're molting all these feathers, you don't have to ask them, get up and scare them. And they're putting feathers on. They're going through a stressful time. Let them sort of be themselves. They're going to start to go up when they want to. But you don't have to overdo it. Just be a little bit more patient and give them some time, I think. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Owen's in the house. Owen, nice to see you. It's Owen. Everybody say hello to Owen. Mike Vandriak has just put up a link for you, Chris Marshman, I think. That is for a ceramic drinker in the area. Mike Vandiak, new product for the Pioneer store. Yeah, I got to get rid of the old products before I get new products in, Mike. But problem with bringing in the ceramic ones is you bring them in and half of them that come in are busted. So that's the problem with that.
Yeah. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you think outside the box, you can go to Williams in Sonoma. You can get the glass jars or the glass bowls. You cut a hole out in a pail and put a pail over the top, and then you have a ceramic drinker. Remember, it just needs to be glass. So I don't you don't have to import them from Europe, but I mean if you want them to look fancy just like those, then yeah. You know where the store is. We posted the photo up. You can order them and they'll wrap them, and good luck getting them.
Go
Even
ahead.
if they don't break.
Go ahead, Richard.
Ryan, I hate to shoot you down, but you're using a glass top but a plastic bottom, and
Is
that's
that
where all the sediment sets in.
No.
So I wouldn't go that way.
No,
I hate to shoot you down.
Richard, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You turn a pail upside down, turn the pail the other way.
What pail?
I'll have to come home and show you people. I'm not going to explain
Plastic
it tonight.
pail? Plastic pail?
I'll show it.
Or a metal pill?
we'll have to wait till the end of April to see. Ryan's going to give us a demonstration on it. Terry Jude, what will the total cost of shipping and quarantine on the imports be to the U.S.?
We're looking. I think you're going. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take it. Before the border closed, it was roughly $180 per bird. That covers the European and North American portion of quarantine. Plus, there was a $60 booking fee that was charged by the Dutch quarantine facility for every single bird. Plus, then there's shipping to you once quarantine is finished. We ship out of Buffalo, New York, so wherever you're located in the United States, you have to include the shipping cost as well. Now, that was before the border closed. Since then, as we know, prices of everything have gone up, including fuel. So the flights might be more expensive, shipping might be more expensive. So the price may go up a little bit, or it might go up a lot. I don't know at this point. We're not going to know until they open up the borders and we figure out how much flights are going to cost and shipping and et cetera, et cetera. So I can't give you a definitive price at the moment because I don't know myself. But the last time when we when we did it before the borders closed, which was the past 5 years, the last pricing was around $180 a bird, plus $60 booking fee, plus your shipping once quarantine is completed.
And here's another thing, guys. We're giving you these birds at a super discounted rate. They're in Canadian dollars. So I need you, especially people in America and people in Europe, take a look at the Canadian dollar to the American dollar. You're saving big time. It's basically like you're getting a little coupon for these pigeons. Patience is key. And like Leah said, I don't think the shipping is going to go up to $1,000 a bird. It could go up $30. It could go up $60.
Right.
I think that's in the reason. So just be patient and bid in confidence, because again, you will never go to these lofts and buy in Canadian dollars. I can guarantee you that.
And Nicholas Morris, I stand to be corrected, but your dad mentioned that you can still race and loft fly the birds while they are on the darkening system. Is that correct? Yes or no? Just yes or no answer. Is that correct? You can still loft fly and race on the darkening, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Richard.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
Richard, why don't you say like Richard? Why don't you
just stop
yes
1 second.
200%.
1 second. You're going to be darkening the birds to the middle or the end of July, maybe the first week of August. So those birds are going to be loft flying when they're darkened. They're going to be darkened right up till the end of July, first week of August. That's when we do it. It's better to wait because it holds the molt, holds the flights. If you take them off the dark too soon, you're going to be in trouble. So those birds are going to be loft flying. Actually, those birds are actually going to be training. when they're darkened.
Right.
Right?
That's right. But I'm saying in the first few weeks of darkening, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the birds do the heaviest starting to molt. The feathers all start to come off. You just be
Right.
patient. Be patient. Let them start to go up on their own and do their own little thing. Okay,
That's right.
before patience.
You you and
Like,
you and Mike Green must be on the same brainwave because he just typed in "be patient, it will be worth the wait." Oh, I think he's talking about the auction birds, but it's also
oh,
be patient when it comes to darkening as well. Good job
good
there,
job,
Mike
Mike.
Green.
Hey, Mike.
Moving along.
Six
Tom and
hundred, Mike. Six
Zarlinga.
hundred, Mike.
How much iodine do you put in the drinking water? Does it matter what type?
I know, Richard. That's a you thing.
Okay. I don't know much in these days about iodine, but I've heard if you put a drop or two in a gallon of water, don't put more because it's going to hurt. So,
Well,
and iodine is very good.
what did May pigeons put in for the young bird sickness?
I don't know,
Oh,
milliliters. It was like
Milliliters.
milliliters.
Wasn't it like
I think
15 milliliters?
no, I think it was 1
5?
milliliter per liter of water.
Actually, can you go back to that? Can you kind of go back to the interview? And they
No.
would say it.
Right now?
No,
No,
we'll
I
have to.
can't.
No.
No, but who's ever asking the question? If you look at the Darren May tip, and I'm sure we have it somewhere in all of our
Got
3,000
to
videos.
go back a bit.
You go dig into the archives, you're gonna see it. But he tells you how much he puts in, and you can go. I mean, a little less. I wouldn't go more than that. I'd go a little less or the same, and I think you'll be fine.
I do
You
have a
know,
playlist on. Can I just wait a minute, please, Dad?
yep,
I do
no
have a
problem.
playlist on YouTube that says Feathers Elite Pro Tips, where I have put all of the tips from all the breeders we've gotten. So check out Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions YouTube channel and check out the Feathers Elite Pro Tips playlist, and you'll see all of the tips there. Mike Vanderyak, I buy iodine with kelp supplement from the health food store and use 1 drop to the gallon, which is the same dose for humans.
Okay, there you go.
Loft Manager Richard?
Okay. I don't know what Mike's buying, but I heard it's something the same. I think you buy a liter here from a local feed store of this iodine, and exactly what Mike's saying. You got to watch 1 drop, maybe 2 per gallon, or no, per
Right.
yeah.
All right. Just agree with
You
Mike.
if you overdo it, you're going to hurt the birds.
So Mike
All right.
Vanderyak said the Darren May tip was a treatment for young bird sickness, not regular supplementation. Yes, we realize that. The question was from Dominic was for just using it as a supplement, not treating for young bird sickness. So you said Darren May, and we don't want to confuse anybody.
Oh yeah. Well,
Okay.
hey.
Can I say something?
Go with the drop. Go with the drop. Just go with the drop.
No.
Go
I
ahead.
believe what Dominic said. It's good as a supplement. Very good.
Okay.
Not as a treatment.
Right. But
100%.
just said as a supplement.
Yeah.
Supplement. Put a drop in a gallon of water.
Yeah.
Henry
Strong.
Salazar. Hi guys, somebody start darkening at 35 or 45 days old birds, and is it a good way to darken, or is it better at 3 months old? So basically, when should you start darkening? I think that's what he's asking.
If I start weaning birds, if I'm starting to wean birds now, let's say, I'm going to start darkening them now. If I've had birds, yeah, I wean when we wean them. If they're getting this time of year and you're weaning, you start to darken. If you've weaned them January 1st, you don't need to darken because you've got January they're dark, February they're dark, March they're dark. The natural daylight hours is 8 to 9 hours a day. The birds naturally on that lighting system, on that natural light, darken, self-darken.
But now that the time has changed and it's lighter later, now's the time you would start to darken if they were in your own loft?
Yes. Now I would be darkening my pigeons. The darkness. Well, there. Look, look who we were today. We were with Lee Fibbins, and he said I just started darkening my birds today. He had first rounders. He started darkening today. He put them on, and they've been in the dark, natural dark, what Mother Nature was giving them. But now the days are longer, so he puts them onto the dark.
Go ahead, Richard.
I would say you're better off to darken earlier than darken later. So in other words, darken now. You know what? You can darken at the 15th of April, but darken now. Don't wait and start darkening till June because you're finished. So darken earlier. Keep it dark. Keep it dark now. Like those young birds right now, even if young birds that are weaned in May, darken them. They have to be in the dark because it's like, what should I say?
We get it. We get it.
Yeah, right.
Get it.
So darken earlier. Better earlier than later.
And you will find this out as well. If you have your birds in your loft and you want to make your darkening really go good, okay, this is a tip. If your breeders are on, 16 to 18 hours light, okay, and those young birds are in that loft with the breeders, and you wean them at 25 days old, for the first 25 days of their life, they've been on summertime light. And then you put them into the darkening. They just explode. The feathers fall right off them. Instant, little bit of stress on them because it's a change. It's a drastic change. So I do think it's good even now with those breeders that you have those lights on. If you want, Richard, you're going to change what I say and twist it. I know. But I've seen it from guys here. I've seen a few different things. I like the lights on, 16, 18 hours. For those breeders, because when you take those babies and drop them in the dark, boom, they explode out when the feathers come off. Go ahead, Lee.
Can I say?
Wait, Christmas Cactus says darkening before they drop their first flight. And Deterring Loft wants to know, how many hours do you need to darken to begin the molt?
They gotta be in 8 hours, basically 8 to 9 hours in light, and the rest of the time is dark. So they're gonna have 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours max of daylight a day.
Okay, Ricky, show and tell. Go ahead, get your show and tell, and then we're gonna do the draw for the squeaker for last week because we missed it, and this week. So get going.
Okay, so I'm so nervous.
I know.
Okay, so
you go get your stuff. While Loft Manager Richard sets up his Ricky show and tell, which guys, we're not sure how this is going to go.
Do it. I'm going to do it right from here. Can you see me?
Yeah, just leave the camera.
See you.
Just leave the
camera. Yeah, we can see you. Hold on, let me get you on full mode. Here we go. Okay, what are we looking at? Ricky show and tell. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Okay. So if you can hear me, as you know, you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
I'm showing Plugger's young bird from last year that flew.
Just show this year's bird.
Oh, this year?
Okay, I don't want to hear the whole story. It flew 9 races. It did great. It competed against all the good birds. That did great. You did great. Okay, we heard it 3 times. I can't hear the story again.
Okay, this year, if you can hear me, I got
oh my God.
Plugger, the cock.
I hate him.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead, Ryan. Be quiet.
I put him this year. I put him to a different hand.
Yes.
And I got a young one this year.
Unplugged. Let's get it. Go ahead. Get it.
Oh my God, just bring the bird up and let's go.
Oh, come on. It hatched the 20th of February. So figure out those days. Beautiful. I don't know if I can show it to you here.
Well, it's your show and tell. So look at you go. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Look.
Beautiful.
He does look good. I will say he does look good.
Okay, black checker. Look at the back. This bird hatched the 20th of February. So how old's that now? 20th
Like
of March.
38
It's,
days around there.
Yeah, 38 days out of that plugger. Oh, Ricky, what are you, stupid, playing around with this stuff? The
That's
back,
unplugged.
the back
Hold it up.
is perfect.
Hold it up, Dad.
There you go.
He can't lift his arms out. He can't lift his arms that high. It's okay. No, it looks good, Ricky.
Black checker. Another thing. What do you see here, folks? What do you see?
Black feet.
Black feet.
Totally black feet. They're starting to
Ricky,
lighten up now. Vents are tight. Back's perfect. What a pigeon. Oh.
Unplugged. Coming
Moving into
to the
Unplugged.
Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club this year. Whoa.
He's like,
oh, what? Oh, Ricky, what are you doing? What kind of pedigree? Oh, man. This thing, like
hey.
the nestmate last year, it blew away a lot of pigeon flyers.
You know what I'm thinking? I know the perfect one loft race to send that to. But I don't want to say. Go ahead, Leah.
The wing on this thing, I don't know if I can show it. The vibration.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
incredible.
It's a big mess.
Look at that.
You're good, Ricky. All right, put her back and let's sit down.
Noel has a question. Is it true that darkened pigeons don't make good breeders?
No, it's a myth.
I think that's a myth.
It's like a question to say, Noel, if you turned out to ride a bicycle, that means you wouldn't be able to breed, or you went to the gym and got muscular, you wouldn't be a good breeder. Come on. It's a good one there, but that's a myth.
Glenn the Hurdle Thornley wants to know if Plugolette is up for auction. It's unplugged.
Yep.
Glenn, unplugged.
It'll be up for auction.
It will be up for auction. You will be able to fly it in the Pioneer One Loft race if we get any bids on it. Sure, why not?
I hope I can fly it. I hope they put it into my loft, because you want to know what? I just want to show you what it can do.
So Phil wants to know what the deal is with the color of the feet. No offense, LMR, but what does it matter if the feet are black? LMR, what does it matter? Can you get in the camera? Because my OCD, it just drives me absolutely crazy. There we go. Thank you.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I just like it.
He likes it. He likes black feet.
He likes
black feet, like a mallard duck when it just comes out of the egg. Black feet. This thing's got black feet. It's real, true plug thing. And I took a bird from the loft and I put him in the show cage. I couldn't believe it. Never was in there. I had the pods. Went right away for a drink. It was so smart.
Let's have a look at some of the other Pioneer One Loft race participants that will be heading our way. What are we talking about? We are talking about, of course, our Pioneer 2022 Show Us Your Squeakers competition, where we're asking everybody to take photos or a video of your participants that you're sending to the Pioneer One Loft race. And we're going to take a look. We got 2 weeks worth because last week the internet crapped out. So we're going to show everybody's. There we go. This is from, I believe, David and Sherry Tracy. There's their little youngsters. Here we go. Here's another little video from them. From the Tracys. Look at them. Looking
Can you whole
good.
screen it?
Can I hold? Well, they filmed it. Let me see if I can go
vertically.
solo. I mean, you can there a little bit. There you go. There's a little bit better. So these are from David and Sherry Tracy. There we go. And we'll show this one again if you guys didn't see it.
Can I say something?
Sure, and then we're going to move on. Yes, Loft Manager Richard, go ahead.
What I'd like to say right now, what I just observed, I'd like to see that whatever that was, the cock or the hen on the nest, is fighting and being strong on the nest.
Good
I
job.
like to see that.
Very nice.
Good job.
We're going to move on to Henry Ratter, rhymes with ladder. Here's one of his pioneer participants. Oh, Ryan. One of them's called Ryan Coke. Here's another one from Henry.
Good job, Henry. Congratulations.
Looking good, Henry. Then we have
Henry.
from Frank Eichhorn. What a nice photo, eh, Ryan?
Yeah, a really good photo.
Gristle
and another
hen.
one
Super looking pigeon.
from Team Eichhorn.
Here I am with Anagotia G pigeons. You know.
Again, I don't want to hear that one again, do we? There's another one from Frank Eichhorn. Sorry, guys, I hit the button there by accident. Then who do we have? Look at this cutie. Anastasia with Kathy. This is Lucky Horseshoe Loft. This is the Greens, Mike Green and Heather Green.
Very nice.
And Anastasia with Kathy. And then we're going to have Anastasia with Robert. Look how cute.
Very.
Isn't that adorable?
Very good.
Who else do I have here? Who do I have here? We have Robbie Taylor and Roush Jr. Ryan,
good
coming
job,
your
Robbie.
way. Excellent job.
Okay.
And then who else do we have? Got another one here from the Greens. And I think one more. One more, Thelma and Louise from the Greens.
And Lee, I have one.
And Loft Manager Richard has one. God help us. Let's see what Loft Manager Richard's come up with now. So guys, for those of you who have sent us photos of your squeakers, thank you very much. The contest still going on. We're going to be drawing names every Monday. So this week we're going to draw 2 names because we missed out last week. While Loft Manager Richard's getting something else, Daniel has a question. Do the European... Oh, we answered that one already. Sorry, guys. I'm getting old comments. Okay, who do we got there, Loft Manager Richard? Then we're going to do the draw.
Okay, this bird here is from Leah and the Flying Bitches. BITCH.
Okay, can we just get going, please?
That's one of Leah's from the Flying Bitches.
Actually, this year I'm going to be known as the White Bitches. The White Bitches this year.
Okay, now this bird's been weaned for already
Can you hold it back a bit? Can you hold it back a bit?
There we go. Now we can see the whole bird.
See the pigeon.
Yeah. Okay. It's been weaned for a week.
Yeah.
Already a week. See how it is under the wing? 1 week. Strong like a bull. Look underneath on its own. Full crop.
You got it.
That's Betty White. That's Betty White, everybody. Betty White. Did you band it yet?
Leah, it's banned. Leah, you didn't ask that question, did you?
So I just want to want to show that. So
thank you. Good job.
Good job, Ricky. All right, put it away now.
Good job. Okay, let's get you back on the screen here, Ryan, while Loft Manager Richard goes for a stroll. Dekine Loft wants to know, where do you send pics of youngsters? On our Pioneer Facebook page, the first post on our page, you're going to see the advertisement. This advertisement right here, this flyer. Show us your squeakers. Just post it in the comments.
You know what? We're giving a prize away tonight, right?
We're giving 2 prizes away.
You know what? If we can get at least 50 pictures in, 50 to 70, let's say 70, I'm going to give a free entry in. Because you know what? There's a hell of a lot more spirit than what we got right now. We're going to have to pick that up a bit.
Okay. No. So there we go. Loft Manager Richard says,
I'm buying it.
What do we have to get? 50 photos, individual photos of participants. And we will do a raffle, a draw. If we get 50 participants, we will do a draw for a free entry into the 2022 Pioneer One Loft race. Noel wants to know, I missed the Aztec Loft auction. Any chance Feathers Elite do repeats? Not this year, Noel, but stay tuned. Season 5, we got lots of exciting stuff coming. Glenn Thornley, do pictures of eggs count? Are they eggs of
Sure.
birds that are going to hatch and be in our race? If so, then sure. Are you signed up, Glenn? The first requirement of this raffle is you must be registered at the Pioneer One Loft race to enter. That's your first rule.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's the first rule. So we're going to wait for Loft Manager Richard. I'm not 100% sure where he's gone or what he's doing, but as soon as he gets back, we're going to do the draw for the Pioneer swag for this week's photo participants. Dominic Zarlinga, can I participate with pictures of droppers? Are you donating some droppers to the Pioneer One Loft race, Dominic? And if so, they better be nice colored ones. The Rickiettes.
Well, Dominic, you're going to have to buy an auction bird. Come on, Dominic. This is your turn to play now. It's your time, buddy.
Oh,
Well, he's
Glenn's
made it
gonna
back.
maybe bid on Plugster. It's unplugged, Glenn. Unplugged. Jay-Z, what happened to the calendar? Jay-Z needs a calendar. Fuck, Jay-Z, by the time you get a calendar, it's going to be 2023, bud.
You know what we should
How about
just do? We should
we'll
give
get
him.
Tracy to send you another hat or something. Or we'll just get Tracy to print a calendar and send it to you. How about that? That would make life a lot easier. Listen to me. Like, we'll get Tracy to do this. We'll get Tracy to do that. Tracy, I'll message you later.
Master.
She is.
She's the cheer master.
Okay, Loft Manager Richard, get out your raffle contraption there, seeing as we couldn't find the rolly one. And this is what Loft Manager Richard came up with, guys. So get it out,
Okay.
Watch where this will.
Here we go.
Watch where this will be in the camera. Watch this.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Here we go. We're gonna draw one name for last week's Squeaker Squad photo. Drum roll. Okay, Ricky.
Ready?
We're good. Yeah, draw the name,
Here
please.
we go.
Oh, he's so special. I love it.
Ready?
Okay, ready. First winner
I'm so nervous.
of the Squeaker Squad or the Squeaker Show Us Your Squeakers photo is
It says Sherry Tracy.
Sherry Tracy. Sherry Tracy, Cheer Squad Tracy, get in touch with Sherry Tracy. She has won some Pioneer swag. Congratulations, Sherry Tracy. All right, the next one, Loft Manager Richard again. Drum roll.
Oh God, I love this. Thank you.
Yes,
really
Tracy, that is Big Nance's good strainer that we're using to do this. Yes. Okay.
You ready?
Yes, we're good.
He's really shaking this stuff up, boy. I'm feeling like I'm going to be sick.
You think this is rigged? Henry Ladder.
Henry Ratter rhymes with ladder. Let's see it, Dad. Did it really say that? Let's make sure. Congratulations. There we go.
Yeah,
Henry.
he's got it, Henry.
So this week's winners are David Tracy. Oh, I'm sorry, Sherry Tracy.
No, Sherry.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Sherry. They're married. It's okay. I don't think she's going to be that upset. And Henry. I'm trying to get one of their photos. Well, we have a video and a photo.
Wait a minute. Just hold on.
What?
Every time I meet Sherry at the bar, she just says, "My name is Sherry."
Well, there you go. So Henry and Sherry, let's get this there. So there we go. We'll use these two photos. The one on the left from David and Sherry Tracy, and the one on the right from Henry. Congratulations to the winner. Rhymes with ladder. We know it. Rhymes with ladder. So guys, what's going to happen next week? Next week, all the names are going to stay in the strainer. Not the names that just won. They're going to be pulled out of the strainer, obviously. And the names will remain in the strainer, and any additional names will get added to the strainer. And next week, we're going to do it all over again. So show your Pioneer spirit and show your support, and get your photos up on our Show Us Your Squeakers. I will put the link to that in the comments now. So you guys have to talk for a minute while I put the link in. What else do we want to talk about?
Okay.
Before we wrap this up.
guys, let's see some support. Let's see the photos and the videos. Remember, you guys want to have fun with the race. We have fun if we all have fun. We all work together. We're gonna make up the games. You guys participate and enjoy them and play, and you will have fun. Remember, it's good to be a kid. Okay, send in a photo, try your best, and let's promote the sport. That's what this is all about. Remember, this year at Pioneer, we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun. It's going to be the best year for returns. We're going to crush it, and we're all going to win. We're all going to have fun. We're going to have a laugh. We're going to enjoy the highs and hope we don't have too many lows, and we're going to get past those lows and keep crushing it with the highs. I think that's all I got to really say on that. What a great show tonight was.
Most importantly, we're going to have fun, aren't we? Oh, somebody was asking,
I want to have fun.
what's the first day people can drop birds off?
Well, can we talk that for next week's show? I don't have a calendar in front of me.
No, but people like to know because I had people already, they want to, drop birds off now, right? So
last week of April,
yeah,
first week of May.
Yeah.
Last week of April, so the 24th of April is the Sunday. So that week of April, the 24th to the 30th. And then the 1st to the 7th, boot camp starts on May the 9th, Loft Manager Richard's birthday. So everybody has to be in by May the 9th. 6 a.m. May the 9th, boot camp begins.
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
And this year, I'm not pissing around with waiting for people. I don't care. We're not doing it because it's too hard on all the other birds. And I don't care if you call me and say, oh, I'm going to bring you 10. There's a lot of other races I can send you to.
Yeah, we're not going to wait because when we wait, it's no good. It's not fair to the people who got their birds in on schedule. They shouldn't have to wait because you don't have your shit together, right?
Yeah.
So I just put the link. I hope it's going to work. Well, I put the link, but I don't know if it's going to work. I think I did. Well, that's a pretty big link. But I put the link on Facebook where you guys go to put your squeaker photos. If you just click on it, it should bring you to it. If not, it's at the top of our Pioneer Facebook page. We'll try copying it another way. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm going to try and copy it another way before we wrap it up.
Richard, did you have something to say?
Yeah, I'm going to say I got birds hatching right now. They're going to be ready for the first week of May. No problem.
So if you got birds hatching now, they're going to be ready. We're not saying we're putting birds in the race.
No,
we're not saying
that. But people may say, "Oh my God, it could be we're getting close." I got birds hatching right now. They're going to be ready. I showed you that bird that hatched the 20th of February. That bird is ready. Okay, so you've got enough time. Take all your eggs or whatever, birds sitting right now, just starting to sit. They're going to be ready by the first week of May. So
that's right.
Those are kind of late youngsters. So don't panic.
You got lots of time.
You got lots of time. Don't panic. You're going to pick your birds. And if you had birds hatched, some people had birds hatched the 15th or 20th of December. Those birds, they're going to be super ready. We're going to break them. Okay, no problem.
Mike Vandiak. I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Mike Vandiak wants to know, thanks guys for putting the links. There's lots of links now up in the comments over on our Facebook page. If you guys want to publish your photos, lots of links up. What day is the auction for the Pioneer One Loft race entries? Not sure yet.
It's going to be after the first day they come in. We're going to get once everything's in, we'll set it up. Don't worry, you guys are going to have a whole week to look at them and bid, so you'll have more than enough time.
Yeah, we will make sure that the auction's up for a week anyway. But it'll be once everybody else is in, has been checked in. That's when the auction, we're doing it once everyone's been checked in, right, Ryan?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And remember, what do we say the bids are going to start at? 300 or 350?
Yeah,
The
something like
opening?
that. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, but more, you know, if you guys have questions about the one loft race, well, we're on every single Monday. So if we didn't get to your question today, or you think of something after the show, not to worry, jot it down. Come back next Monday and ask the question. We're always here and we're available to answer your questions. Michael Peevler, good night to you. What else did I want to say? Oh, running now, obviously. We're just going to give another little plug. Feathersleep Pigeon Auctions right now, the best of the Gabby Vandendebiels and a Gotian G Pigeons. Her auction closes on Saturday. And then we have Eddie, the man, Eddie the Great, Eddie Grugens from Belgium. His online auction closes on Wednesday. We've got a special match pair there right from Eddie. If you guys haven't checked it out, we encourage you to head on over to our website. Check it out. Some great pigeons from both top fanciers. So I think that's it. That's it for me. Great show, guys. Thank you guys for your contributions, your questions, your comments. As we said, this show works best when we all get involved. Same as our one loft race. You guys want to have fun with the one loft race? We encourage you to get involved. You're going to get out of this race what you put into it. So let's have some fun.
I always say, and I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Ricky, don't say nothing when I'm done here.
Wait.
You did good tonight, Ricky. Leah,
Wait.
you did good, but I will say, yes.
Wait. Jay-Z wants to know first week of May for pickup in the U.S.
Yeah. I'll as we get closer, I'll let you know the exact day to send the birds, and we'll have the link up. We'll have the address up. We have everything up.
Okay.
Don't worry, Jay-Z. We're not going to forget about you, brother.
Tomorrow, stay tuned to Feathersleep Pigeon Auctions page. You might get a special little sneak peek of Macaroni. Ryan got too late to pick up the birds to do photos, but he'll be there bright and early tomorrow morning. So make sure you keep posted on our Feathersleep Pigeon Auction Facebook page. You might get a little sneak peek.
I'm gonna say one thing as I wrap this up. You did good, Ricky, tonight. Audience, you did great. Leah, you did great, and thank the tips from both of those breeders. Excellent. I'm gonna tell you something. When you play on a team and you're a little kid, and the parents are cheering for you guys on the field or cheering for you on the ice, and the louder they cheer, the better the kids feel. They play better, and even if they got two left feet or they can't swing a baseball bat or they can barely walk, you cheer them on, and you know what? They feel like they're important and they're doing great. Like Leah said, what you put in is what you're going to get out. We put the challenge out. Let's see 50. I don't want to see 50. I want to see 150 photos and videos of your pigeons. Guys, cheer us on. We want to do the best for you guys. You're part of this team. We're in this shit together. We're going to have a hell of a damn good fun season. And on that note, I say inch by inch, brick by brick, mile by mile. Yeah, that's what it takes to win. You got to do all that and more. And guys, let's cheer and let's have some fun. Great show tonight. I got to go to bed. The birds are singing and Macaroni's just in a few hours. Hey, I'm Ryan, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, Pioneer Racing Pigeon Club. That's Loft Manager Richard with those funny muffs on. And Leah, you spun the ones and twos better than the rest. Audience, you were number one. Go Eddie, go Annex. Thanks for flying with us.
Hey, Ryan.
Bye for now.
I'm modern.